Hey, it's us.
Hello, hello.
Hello and good morning. Well, Mr. Jardine,
Hello, Pitzifer.
how are you?
Still waking up.
I hear
You
you.
know,
You know,
I'm okay.
you know who else needs to be waking up?
Everybody?
I'm more thinking of the Ray variety.
Well, 10 a.m. can be a little
It's
too
rough
early
on
for some
people.
people.
Yeah, 100%.
There's me waking up at fucking 6:30 on a Saturday.
Yeah.
It's
See.
cold here today too.
Yeah,
Supposed to be a
it
high of
is.
11.
We're actually same here. Probably get up to 11 as well. And it was all rainy this morning too when I took Everdeen out.
Yeah.
It was quite wet, wasn't it, puppy? He's looking at me. But why don't we get started off properly? Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Casual Morning Show. I'm your host, Mike Pitts, and I hope you've had at least one cup of coffee today. With me today, I currently have our good friend, Mr. Malcolm Jardine. There might be a third person that pops on at some point in the form of one Ray Fisher. But he, quite honestly, might be unconscious at the moment. If you've heard or seen Ray, please reach out because we have not. We're just giving him a hard time, though. He might show up bleary-eyed, and that's fantastic.
He may be missing.
No, this is a positive show. Don't bring that into this. He's fine.
He's usually reasonably punctual, though.
Yeah. Listen, hey man, he's recovering from his surgery still, you know. Might have had a bit of a wild night last night. We don't know.
Okay. Well, we now know who was the last person to see him. So.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah, it's Rebecca.
As long as somebody saw him, we're great. Oh, we know he's fine. But either way, disregard the tired eyes and maybe even grumpy faces that you see in front of you, because we are some of the most positive, upbeat people you'll see on a weekend morning. So, come see, come saw. I know, Fred.
I know what lane I'm in, and it's usually not the happiest.
I mean, shit, I know that too. I've known you for a long time. Well, for now, we'll put some space between us. Pull up some of that emptiness. Oh, don't do that. You move your ass over here. All right, that's gonna be jarring for people watching. If you're watching at home,
why won't you love me?
This is a shit joke. Why don't I love you?
Yeah,
I've been talking to you for like 15 years, maybe more, maybe like 18 years.
I think it was 19 when I met you.
Yeah, I don't know how old.
17.
17 years, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. At the end of the day, you know, if I didn't like you at least somewhat, I don't think we'd still be talking. So I think you're good. Is at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to say. I think you're good. Well, with that, why don't we get into our regularly scheduled oh god. Positivity. Let's talk about positivity for the week. You know, we're talking good news stories, things like that. Do you want to kick us off or do you want me to?
Yeah, sure, I can go for it.
Hit him with it.
Well, we've been gone for 2 weeks, so we got a bit of news backlog here.
Yeah.
So the first one is like pretty big news for a lot of people in the U.S. About Biden pardoning like people who have been convicted of cannabis possession under federal law, not state law. So that is a distinction. So usually they have to have like a 1-year sentence.
Yep.
But like New York itself is saying that it'll like clear the rap sheet of more than 7,500 nonviolent.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. So it's going to be, several like tens of thousands of people that are going to be cleared of really pointless charge.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
Very good. Definitely needed, you know, or at least I feel like it. It's a long time, maybe not a long time. It's a long time coming, and it probably should have happened far sooner than it did. But hey, at least it's.
Well, it's weird that the U.S. still has it as like a Schedule One drug.
Yeah.
Like, it's on the same thing as LSD, heroin, and fentanyl. And talking about marijuana here,
Yeah.
like you could smoke a trash bag and you'll be fine. You're not harming anybody. Like if you did that much LSD, you would like melt your brain.
Fair. I mean, hey, I don't disagree by any means. Trying to find. Anyway, okay. Well, I've got. Sorry, I thought of something really funny I was gonna try to do, and I can't manage it, so it's fine.
No fart noises.
Oh no, that I could do. That's easy. That's a touch of a button. Well, I've got some somewhat positive news. So, Greece, quite recently, it was actually the Friday, let me look at the calendar here, 7th. For a total of 5 hours, Greece actually ran on 100% renewable energy, which is a big milestone for them. For the day, I think for like the total, 24-hour period, 46% of their energy was renewable, which is also a big step forward for them. And their goal is to get that up to, I believe it's, let me just check my notes here. I think it's 73%, or sorry, 70% by 2030.
Was it wind or solar?
It was a mix. It was wind, solar, and hydro. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is good. You know, it's nice
them.
to see smaller countries, who might not have the same kind of assets that some of the larger ones do, being able to make strides that way. You know what I mean? It's something that's important and that we're going to need for Earth to be in a better spot than it is. So, yeah, I thought that was nice, kind of happy, positive, feel-good news. What else do I got? I'll just go on to my next one. Blood sugar.
Okay.
Listen, if you suffer from high blood sugar, there's been some tests. Don't listen. You made the fucking Dr. Oz joke before we started. That's not what this is. I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be like that lunatic.
Sorry, it's such a hokey way to like bring forth like.
Do you have high blood sugar? Well, do we have a solution for you? It's onions. So they were doing a bunch of tests, and they found that like an onion extract that they had used, which obviously you can just eat like a fuck ton of onions and get the same benefits. But when they were testing it on mice that had type 2 diabetes, I think they were doing it was like 200 milligrams per kilogram of body weight or something like that. It was a lot of onion. But it was actually reducing blood sugar by up to 50%, which is kind of crazy. So, when you start getting older, and, as we know, people who are older have the higher possibility of getting things like type 2 diabetes, just eat a lot of onions. Just like eat them like an apple. Peel back that first layer and just bite into it. Go nuts. You can cook them.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that. Don't ever fucking do that. That sounds disgusting. But yeah, that was cool. Onions. Easy solve for all of life's woes. Buy onions today. We're not sponsored by Big Onion Corporation.
Big Onion.
Yeah, Big Onion. We don't have any affiliation to them. I need everybody to know. Dude, I would transition to a cooking segment immediately. I fucking love to cook. Actually, okay, if we need a recipe that has onions in it, all of them do. But a nice one, you get some red pepper, red onion, chop that up, saute it. Then get chorizo sausage specifically, slice it up into little circles. Move all your red pepper and red onions kind of like to the sides of like a big, you want to use like a big frying pan for this, because there's gonna be rice in here too, but spoilers, I'm getting ahead of myself. Fry all the sausage on both sides, get it nice and browned. Add in beef stock, the equivalent you'd need for however much rice you put in. I usually use 1.5 cups of rice, and then 3 obviously cups of beef broth, and just like cook all that together. Let the rice cook up. Add in garlic powder and paprika before you actually add the beef stock, and then just let that simmer until the rice is all cooked. It's like a favorite meal around here. I make that probably 3 to 4 times a week. But I use like a full red onion and a full red pepper. Lots of onions in it. No blood sugar problems anymore. That's not true. Don't listen to me. but it's delicious. I also use a fuck ton of paprika because it just makes it just. And use chorizo sausage. You can use like spicy Italian sausage or whatever as well, but it's way better with chorizo because you're cooking everything in all of the juices. And great, I'll do that on our cooking segment later. And by later, I mean one day. All right, Jordan, what else you got?
Well, since we went the medical route, I do have a story.
Is it about onions?
Not about onions.
Son of a
no.
bitch.
But it's helping more people than that, so you know. That's...
All right, what do you got?
Okay, so these two guys, Jerry Ashton and Craig Antico, back in 2011, went to Occupy Wall Street.
Okay.
And one of the factions, because it was all like a mess for like there was no like firm message for Occupy Wall Street, but a bunch of people there these guys were previous debt collectors, and they raised money during Occupy Wall Street to like how much money did they raise again? They were
Tree
like
Fetty?
buying medical debt.
More than true. Gotcha.
Yeah. So they decided to continue doing that afterwards.
Okay.
Kind of blanking on the number that they raised during Occupy Wall Street at the moment because I can't find it.
It was a long fucking time ago.
No, I know. They cleared up $40 million at the time. So now they've started their own company called RIP Medical Debt. And I don't know if you remember, but a few years ago, like John Oliver on Last Week Tonight did a segment on medical debt.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Yeah. And he bought like a huge segment of medical debt and paid it off.
Yeah.
He actually did it through RIP Medical Debt.
Oh.
And there's so he donated like he cleared $15 million worth of medical debt. I think it cost him like $15,000 or $150,000 to do that, but that was cool. But as a total, these guys have managed to clear through $6.7 billion.
Jeez.
So they've eased the financial burden of 3.6 million Americans.
Oh, for sure. That's awesome.
So not something that we experience in Canada so much, but you know, they've cleared the medical debt of 1% of the population of the U.S. in the last 11 years, which is kind of cool. And, you know, a nice thing to do.
100%. I would say so.
Because, you know, privatized medicine in the U.S. is fucking crazy.
Little bit.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's a very good, happy story.
Yeah, apparently, like anybody can just buy medical debt, and it's like $50 is the equivalent of $5,000 of medical debt.
Really?
Yeah, because you buy it pennies on the dollar.
Seems a little backwards.
Well, they don't really expect to get any like payment when they give it to debt collectors. So it's like, there's no way I'm getting this like $150,000. Give me $150, kind of deal.
Right. Fair. Fair. That's awesome, amazing, happy news.
Oh, that was the other person who donated $50 million towards the organization. It was Jeff Bezos' ex-wife, Mackenzie Scott.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's rolling in the dough right now, so.
Yes.
Why not, right?
Yeah. Might as well spend your billions of dollars somehow.
Honestly. Well, that's good. Sorry. I'm doing two things at once. Starting to show. I hate everything.
What's going on?
I've been for like I've I've been working in the background for the last little while here to, oh, here we go, to get Ray into the stream. Not actual Ray.
Like a digital Ray.
Yeah. Because
should I talk about the mucus story?
Yes, but don't propose it in the way you proposed it to me.
That's fair. I wasn't planning on it.
I appreciate. Hit him with it.
Okay. This is just like a quick thing that I found from today or yesterday. So a study found that human epithelial cells that were treated with a lubricant before being exposed to HIV or herpes had subsequent infection rates being as low as 20%, which is pretty good. The source of the lubricant is unconventional. It's cow mucus. So, that is promising to show that, these antiviral lubricants can be better than what they currently are.
Yes. Yes, comma, sort of.
So, that's an Jesus. Holy crap, that's so large.
I know, don't worry. The people at home can't see that yet. This is just us. It's only us. Relax.
I thought that was on stream. Just see Ray's gigantic forehead covering the whole screen. Oh my shit.
Holy shit, here.
No, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Transition him in. There we go. Now everybody can see Ray. There's Ray. Look at that happy little guy. Hey Ray, how's it going?
He never looked that happy.
No, he hasn't.
It's going great, guys. Sorry I'm late. It was really inconsiderate to show up so late.
Oh man. Hey Ray, do you have any good news stories for us?
No, I just woke up.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, you know what? It's the weekend. Sometimes you sleep in accidentally. We're a little disappointed you don't have any good news for us. But you know what? We're just happy you're here.
Boo.
Oh man. Okay. Well, if Ray didn't hold up his end of things, I guess we can move on to the next segment. Ray, just so you know, we are gonna, if you can just stay on after the call too, we're probably just gonna have a short talk. Not anything bad, I don't want you to be worried about it or anything, but just some things we should probably go over.
No thanks.
No, you're gonna. Yeah, thanks in advance for sticking around. We all know you have nothing going on. Looking ahead. So let's talk about things that we're looking forward to. We want to start off with Ray. Ray, what are you looking forward to, buddy?
Oh, I can almost straighten my arm.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I know the recovery for your surgery there has been pretty rough. I'm glad to hear that you can almost straighten your arm. How's the physio been?
I haven't started it yet. Not
I
really.
think you might have.
I don't know. It's early. Give me a break.
You know, that's true. That's my bad. Well, we'll give you some more time to wake up.
What about you?
Yeah, I'll talk about me for a bit. Thanks, Ray.
Asshole.
No problem. Listen, this is what I do in D&D all the time. Okay,
Yeah,
I play everyone. Yeah, so a couple things I'm looking forward to. So I don't know how often I've talked about this, but the place that I'm moving into soon is going to be in just over a week. And what I've actually been doing, don't ever apologize. What I've been doing is a surprising amount of research on trying to fix a lawn. So one of the problems with it's not really like a problem, but one of the things with the place that I'm moving into is the backyard is very uneven. more in that there's just like patchy with the grass. So it feels like there's a lot of like divots and stuff like that, just because there's not an even grass level everywhere. So I've been doing a lot of research into like how to fix that. And I'm like really excited. Like I'm going to be going to get one of those like grass seed spreaders, and there's like certain things you can do in the fall to get it ready for like once the snow melts and like spring comes around, so that you'll have like a good lawn. And that's like something now I'm weirdly obsessed with. It's like when I first started doing gardening things, like I just watch like a shit ton of YouTube videos and then go research like local products and stuff. So I have a plan set up. And I found out that I'm a ridiculous person when it comes to wanting to like get something done in certain instances. Like I have a spreadsheet that has the approximate, like no shit, dude, it's the approximate measurement, sorry, of the backyard based off of Google Satellite. Because I found a website where if you can just like put points down and it'll tell you what the square footage is, approximately. And I needed that so I knew how much grass seed and like fertilizer and stuff I would need.
Okay.
And, like winterizer.
Wasn't that information available just to like from the owners of the house?
Not really. Like you'll get, generally speaking, you'll get like measurements for like rooms and stuff like that, but you don't really get a measurement for like backyards.
Okay. Is it a large backyard?
It's a decent size, yeah, for sure. I think it's like 22 or 2,600 square feet or something like that. So that's also, I think, technically counting some of the garden space, so it's going to be a little bit less than I need. But anyway, either way, I'm very much looking forward to it. Because I don't know, I've like, since I made my little balcony garden, I like doing stuff with like growing plants and everything. Also, what I'm looking forward to is, I don't know how, I truly don't. My Carolina Reapers are growing now.
Okay.
Like, I noticed
like quickly.
Yeah, like I think honestly, like the sizing's about right. I think all that's going to happen is they're going to ripen.
Okay.
I was, so with most pepper plants, they're actually perennial. You just have to cut them back a lot. So you can like overwinter them, and you can use pepper plants like probably like 3 or 4 years before you start like not really getting anything out of them. So I was getting ready to like cut all my plants back. My red peppers are still growing, but they're like actually bred to do better in cold weather than like most pepper plants would be. So I was kind of expecting those to stay. But for the peach mutant peppers and then the Carolina Reapers, I was going to be cutting them all back just to get them ready. And then I looked at my Reaper plant one day, like I was just sitting on the couch and I could see the plant from the window. And there's fruits on it. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I planted everything around the same time. I've harvested all, like, I think I got like 12 or 15 of the hot peppers off the peach mutant
Sounds
one.
awful.
And it hadn't, like, I hadn't seen anything off the Reaper plant. Like, I'd seen it flower, but no actual anything had really grown. Yeah. And then all of a sudden I looked and I was like, oh, I'm going to have Carolina Reapers. Nice. So I'm looking forward to that.
Good job, Pitts.
Hey, thanks, Ray. You know, it's funny too, Ray, because I kept asking you for some of your Carolina Reapers, because you said you had a bunch, you had extras. Then I said, like,
tons.
Yeah, and then I kept asking you to get some and like to give me some, and then you just never really did. So I figured you were just
coming over.
You're the one that doesn't work. Won't you come over?
I'm injured.
Not to drive. You're not. You drive all the time.
Prove it.
You talk about how you drive your girlfriend to work, like, consistently, Home Skillet.
It's all lies.
You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough, Ray.
I'm feeling argumentative this morning.
You know what? You're in a mood. You're in a mood, and I don't think me or Jardine appreciate it, do we, Jardine?
I don't know. This is normal.
Like, you started that high up. It was like, oh no, we gotta be Jardine now.
Sometimes it can be hard to get out of the voice immediately.
Yeah, dude, I get it. What about you, though? What are you looking forward to, Jardine?
I don't know. This week's been stressful. It's just been schoolwork.
Yeah. Things are still really starting to ramp up now, eh?
Yeah. We're in the weeds now, so I don't know. Things are going fine. It was a really short week this week, so that was something.
Oh, because of the long weekend?
I had Monday, Tuesday off.
Why'd you get Tuesday off? Was that just like
Because we don't get like a full fall break. Because
Oh.
nowadays you get fall reading week and normal reading week.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
But
my cousin's doing that. Got that too.
yeah, so instead of like a week, we get Truth and Reconciliation off,
Hmm.
a 4-day weekend for Thanksgiving, and 4 days for Remembrance Day.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Because you normally get Remembrance Day here.
Oh, I see. You're one of the lucky provinces.
Yeah. And when I mentioned that Ontario doesn't get it, they're like, but what do you guys do for Remembrance Day then? It's like, I don't know, an
Potentially a
assembly
like a
for like an
potentially a moment
hour.
of silence, and then
Yeah, they're like, oh no, we do that the day before because we get the day off. Well, fuck me. All right.
I remember back in like high school and stuff, there'd always be somebody that would like hop on a trumpet and do the dun, 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 ba, 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 that thing.
Would there?
That is not. Ray, can you do it for me? No, I'm just
Brr,
kidding.
brr, brr,
Yeah.
brr, brr, brr.
Yeah. So you knew exactly what I was talking about, you fuck. But yeah, that was like, I don't know, that was the most that ever happened.
Yeah.
I know like federal companies also usually get it if you're in Ontario.
Well, yeah. I don't know. But it's the 15th today. Means I've only got 2 months left of school for the semester.
That's
Then
crazy. How many
then I'm done.
semesters is your course?
So there's a bunch of different streams for this like IT course.
Mhm.
The one I'm in is like a 1-year thing, but I can roll it over into a 2-year program if my
Okay.
grades are high enough. And then from there, if I wanted to, I could roll it over to a 4-year thing where the 4th year is an internship.
Oh, I gotcha.
So like they all follow the same course, mostly the same courses.
Yep.
My plan is to do the 2-year thing,
Okay.
but it means I have to do 2 courses over the summer to make up because the 1 year and the 2-year thing, the courses are the same except for like a cable management course and some engineering math course. So I have to take, if I get into the program, I have to take those over the summer.
Gotcha. Cable management should be fun.
No, it'll be miserable and horrible because it's color coded. Yeah, so I have to let the teacher know immediately, like, I am colorblind. I'm gonna have trouble like organizing these cables to make crossover and straight through cables because those twisted pairs, the brown and orange, are real freaking similar.
Yeah. Is it gonna be one of those things where it's like, the blue cable with white stripes or the white cable with blue stripes?
No, like they're in little twisted pairs, but one pair is brown or green and the other's orange, and they look almost identical to me. So
Do they ever have like
cool.
writing on them? Like I would assume that they do some really, eh?
They're so tiny.
Oh, gotcha.
Like those like Ethernet cables, right? You split those open.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
like there's 4 pairs, and you have to put them in the right order.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the the cabling issue.
Damn. That
And
sucks.
apparently, it's a timed thing for some reason. I don't know, I've talked to some of the second-year students about it.
Like you have
Like
to
the
do it.
examinations, like you have to make a certain amount of cables and within a certain time frame. But I've got a disability, so I'll probably get an extended amount of time.
That's fair. Good. Well, no, I mean, it sucks you're colorblind. It's good that you'll get the extra time to be able to complete.
Yeah.
Cabling is actually something I've been having to do a bunch of research into because the house that I'm moving into is old. I need to get good Wi-Fi across 3 floors. So I've settled on 2 possible solutions. What are you making that face for?
Drill through the fucking floor.
And then what?
Then
Make
you
the
don't need
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi.
go through the holes? What are you talking
No,
about?
no Wi-Fi. Cable that bitch.
No, we need active Wi-Fi throughout the house, especially for the people who have like working laptops.
Oh, so you have to get repeaters.
So what I'm looking at, I have 2 potential things. Because again, I do a lot of research on stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the options that I have, which I think might be the one that we go with, either way, it's going to cost me like $1,000 to do this, like for either option. One solution is there are these like Orbi towers that you can get. Basically, they run. So okay, there's 2 things that are happening. One is it's sending the signal to each box. That's going over like a tri-band. and then it's providing Wi-Fi in the areas. Now they guarantee up to 2 gigabit technically, because it's like they're future-proofing it. Wi-Fi speeds, like going from like tower to tower.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, there shouldn't be any speed loss, no matter where it is, because each of these towers also has Ethernet ports coming out of it. Right?
Okay.
Sounds hokey to me too. Don't worry. I was like, how the hell are they sending, like, how are they beaming the signal and there's not speed loss from like one tower to the next, or at least not like considerable loss, right?
It sounds like bullshit to me.
It's something that I'm going to potentially like test out or look into more. It's the easier solution because it means I don't have to drill a bunch of shit like outside of my house, because that's the other option. The other option is, first of all, I need to find out where the coax comes into the house. And then I would have to run wiring most likely outside of the house, because trying to run it through the walls would be a goddamn nightmare. So what I would be doing, and the other problem too is like the entire house is finished, right? Like there's no, like even in the basement, there's not like a wall that's not finished, except for technically there's like one spot, but it's not helpful. So what I would be doing is running the Ethernet cabling outside of the house. And then what you can get are these little, like, they're like the size of like a power outlet.
Mm-hmm.
And you can put them like on like a baseboard, and then that'll project Wi-Fi. So what you do is wherever the coax comes in, you get like something that'll split into like multiple Ethernet ports, and then you run each one of these individually to each one of these like sensors, or to somewhere that'll then split it apart again if you need it, or something like that. That again though involves like running cables outside.
What material is your house made out of? And like inside, it's not concrete, right?
No.
You could just get like 2 routers and just have them on the same channel.
Yeah. I don't know.
Just like have one on like the top floor or whatever, and have one at the bottom.
Yeah. Well,
And
I
should
want to have
cover everything.
one thing on each floor.
Okay.
Just because like, so the what's going to happen is my setup is going to be in the basement. The main
Mhm.
floor is like where the office is going to be for like regular workday stuff. And then the top floor, I can't not have the top floor involved in some capacity. And like, I'm trying to future proof it as well, because there's an attic space right now that we're going to bump out at some point, and that's going to become like a loft.
Okay.
So I need to reach all, and like
So
the
yeah,
loft is
it's
where
a
the
2.5-story house then, right?
So currently there's a basement, main floor, upper floor. Then we're gonna have another floor on top of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2.5 floors plus a basement. Okay. The basement's
It's-
probably going to be the hard one, but like,
And that's where my
one
stream
router's
setup's gonna be.
probably fine. Yeah, but that's not going to be Wi-Fi, is it?
No.
So like that's not that big of an
No.
issue.
But the annoying part is I don't think that's where the coax comes in. I don't think it comes in the basement. That's the issue.
Huh. You got to drill through the floor.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna happen. It'll be running outside in some capacity. Gonna drill through the like hardwood floors. Don't roll your eyes at me.
It's like it is an option.
I know it is, but it's
Like
not
behind the
ideal.
TV, just just run the cables down.
No. Absolutely not. But yeah, so it's like it's an interesting thing, and I just want to make sure I only have to do it once, right? Because there's going to be renovations that happen at this house like over the years, and I know that. So I'm trying to plan for all of those and make sure that none of this ever like gets in the way, and I don't ever have to do it again. Like if I have to put in a bunch of work at the front, that's fine, as long as I don't have to like deal with it again later.
You're gonna have to deal with it again.
Hey, you know what, Ray? Shut up.
He's not wrong.
I mean,
Like,
you know what? I think he
you
is
can
wrong.
future-proof it as much as you want. Like,
Yeah,
there's
I
gonna
might
be-
have to.
There's gonna be problems
Let's
eventually.
listen, let's be real. Ray has no idea what he's talking about. He is the least technical savvy of all of us. So, you know what, Ray? I'd appreciate if you keep your keep your opinion to yourself. All right, wake up on time next time.
This is supposed to be a happy show.
Oh yeah,
Fuck
true.
you.
My bad. Whatever. You know what? Hey, Ray, I hope you're enjoying your sleeping. But honestly,
We're gonna find out that like something like crappy's happened, and we're just gonna
that's
feel
kind of my fear.
terrible.
That's why I'm trying to. That's why I'm trying to turn it around now, because I also feel like that's gonna happen. Like there was like an
Yeah.
emergency, like not like anything like awful, but like I really hope he just
Yeah, I hope everything's fine and he's just fell asleep through it, and then it's fine that we're roasting him like this.
yeah, exactly. What else do we got? What's the next thing? Oh, recommendation. Move on to some recommendations. I'll start us off. I have two things. One, I watched the end of Rings of Power. I do like it. I like the whole thing. I definitely called exactly what was going to happen at the end. I'm very proud of myself for that. Fucking nailed it.
I stopped watching it after episode 3. While Mare was watching it, I was waiting for it to finish so I could just
Binge
go
it.
through it, because yeah.
Fair. Yeah. There's a bunch of twists and turns at the end that I had kind of seen coming personally, but I know a fair bit about like the lore of Lord of the Rings, so but I liked it. I honestly thought it was good. Like I know there's a lot of people that are upset it's not like an exact adaptation of the stuff, but like I thought it was like an entertaining show.
They need to grow the fuck up.
You tell them, right? And then also for anybody who's never watched My Hero Academia, it's back on. I'm pretty sure there's a new episode that probably just came out today, actually. And I've kind of been somewhat watching like where the manga is going, and I'm getting really excited on like how this is all gonna go. So they introduced a hero that I don't think they've really talked about much before, Mirko.
Okay.
She's fucking nuts, and I love it. You'll see. I don't want to spoil anything.
I'm so far out of My Hero Academia.
Really?
Like that's Mare's thing. Yeah.
You don't like it?
I'm not. I didn't say that.
Why do you hate
But-
it though?
Don't
Yeah,
hate
what the
it.
fuck, man? Yeah, you tell him,
Yeah. Enemies for losers.
right?
Ray, you shouldn't say that.
Yeah, come
Like,
on,
that's
Ray.
half
People
our
like anime.
audience.
Yeah,
Jesus.
dude. It's rough.
No, I liked reading it. It's just it wasn't enough to keep me going. Like
Fair.
it's kind of got that like DBZ or like Naruto like push for it, where it's like this is gonna be like 1,000 episodes. Like you're just gonna have to power through it, and I don't want to put the effort in right now.
That's fair. Yeah,
I know it's good,
Yeah,
but I do know Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 is coming out soon.
I don't know if I know
That's
which one that is. I don't think
It's
I've-
very good.
Is
But
it? Yeah.
apparently season 2 is gonna be fucking popping.
Is it coming out like really soon? Because a lot of people have been saying that like anime is in a really good spot right now. And like,
Yeah, I just looked for the release date. They're saying 2023,
oh, okay,
so early next year probably.
that's good.
But it's really good. Like even the first season's really good. So
Nice.
yeah, it's worth a watch, especially prepping for it.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for Ted Lasso season 3 to drop.
Oh man, I still need to watch season 1 and 2. I do have Apple TV.
I rewatched season 2, like on my way to and from school.
Yeah,
I finished rewatching it yesterday.
is that good?
The
Eh?
show's so good. It's so good. It's ridiculous.
I've got so much stuff on the go right now. I think now that Rings of Power is done, She-Hulk's done, I'm gonna need a couple more.
I could
Villains
not
to
get into She-Hulk. I watched one.
It's
episode and
definitely
was like,
different. I didn't mind it, and spoilers, there's a Daredevil cameo at one point that made me very happy. I think Charlie Cox's Daredevil is fantastic.
Mhm.
So he was in it, and it made me more excited for the Daredevil show that's eventually coming out. So
I've been really enjoying House of the Dragon.
we had kind of stopped. Like we watched maybe 2 episodes, maybe 2 or 3 episodes. Then we fell off for a bit, and then we just watched a couple more. So I think we're on like 5 or 6, or like we finished 5 or 6.
Like, which timeline stream are you at right now?
I don't think I'm in the next one yet.
Okay, so they're all children still.
Yes.
Okay.
I do know there is a time jump at one point.
Yes.
But where the last episode,
Yeah. What was the last thing you saw?
I don't want to spoil anything for anybody who doesn't watch it, but she talked about potentially agreeing to marry somebody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know where you're at. So you're still like the next episode isn't time jump yet.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No, but yeah, that's so far that show's really good.
Yeah, I think it's great.
And there's still 2 episodes left this week and next week,
Oh, okay.
and that's the season.
How many episodes is that this season?
10.
Is it 10? Okay, that's good. That's Game of
But,
Thrones, how it was before.
Yeah, it's gonna have multiple seasons though, just like Rings of Power.
Nice.
Rings of Power is set for 5 seasons. Did you know that?
I think they must bring us all the way to the end of the Second Age then,
Yeah, maybe.
which would kind of
But-
make sense.
Yeah, what was it for? How many seasons for House of the Dragon? Will there be? Oh, it's 4 seasons for House of the Dragon.
4 seasons.
Yeah, so I think that's gonna be kind of like the entire storyline for the Targaryen house, leading up to probably the Mad King.
Oh, you think so? Yeah. I think it'd be
Yeah.
cool to see the Mad King, but I don't know if they're gonna go all the way to that. Like, if it's gonna be like,
They keep time jumping so much, so yeah, like why
Fair.
not?
that's fair. The time jump is still the same characters, though, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, the one that's noticeable is like they do 10 years in the future,
Okay, gotcha.
so like they change all the actors.
Yeah. I think that's where I saw it. Like, I saw like a picture, like an article or something, and it was showing like the children and the adult like actors like all hanging out together or whatever. I was
Yeah.
like, okay,
But both generations do a good job in acting.
nice. That's good.
It definitely feels like early season Game of Thrones.
That's
Without all the filler, which is nice.
yes. Without the filler is most certainly ideal. Yeah, I don't really think I've been watching too much else. World
Mayor's
is
been
going
watching
on.
Andor.
Hmm?
Mayor's been watching Andor as well on
I like.
Wednesdays.
I have started watching that and then just stopped randomly. I don't know why. I don't think there's really been a Star Wars show I haven't liked. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everything but the newest movies. The newest movies were like they were okay. They were whatever. Like I'm not fussed by them
They're-
either way.
Yeah, they're watchable, but they're not like, you know what, this is good.
Yeah, yeah. But like all the
It's-
shows, like Mandalorian was fantastic. I never watched all of it, but like what I saw of Book of Boba Fett was fine.
Oh, it was good.
Yeah. So.
It was basically Mandalorian season 3.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's in it for like half the show.
Oh, fair play. Is it like does it take place after season 2 of Mandalorian? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Okay.
because like Boba Fett, it is like right after season 2 because
Yeah.
that's when they meet and they get the armor and that kind of stuff. But then they have to like deal with local or like a criminal, like a mafia, basically space mafia.
Gotcha.
And it's like, we need help, and the Mandalorian shows up.
Transform.
Yeah, so Pedro Pascal is very busy. Speaking of which, Last of Us, I saw the trailer for it.
I haven't watched the trailer for that yet. Yeah, it's a
Looks pretty good.
show, right? I can't remember if it was a show or a movie.
Don't know when it's supposed to come out though.
Who's carrying it? Do you know?
I think it's HBO.
Makes sense.
The Last of Us show. 2023 HBO Max.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. uh-huh.
That's good.
Next year it'll come out and that'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Ray, we all know that you're a big Last of Us fan, so I'm not surprised. Forward to watching it.
I'm rooting for the monsters.
Wow, that's dark. And you've played the game, so I'm pretty sure you know how this goes. I don't think that's gonna turn out in your favor, buddy. But you know what? That's okay. You root for the underdog sometime. I appreciate that.
I've been watching The Walking Dead again because I stopped watching it at season 4.
I didn't even make
Like-
it that far.
And I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it at the time because
Yeah.
it was like right after the writer's strike, and that 3rd season was hard to go through.
Yeah.
It's been really good.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm on season 8 right now.
Jesus. There's 8 seasons?
There's 11 seasons. The show only just ended.
Why?
That you didn't realize that.
No. Why didn't they end
And
it way sooner?
it got really popular and like good.
Again, I must ask why. I don't know. I never liked it. Sorry, that's not true. I like the first season. First season was good. Second season was dog shit. Third season, I got tired when they were going to the jail. I'm like, oh, they're just doing this again. And this is all this is ever going to be. No thanks. And then I stopped.
Yes. After that, they have like more established villains in the show.
Yeah,
especially season 6, where you get Negan,
that's it.
who's like Jeffrey Dean Morgan, so it's
Yeah,
good
yeah,
actor.
yeah.
But he is like one of the long-standing villains for the rest of the show afterwards.
Oh, they don't just kill him? He's a human. Just kill him.
No, it goes like back and forth. It's nuts.
He's
But
bullets.
yeah. But they had one spin-off, Fear the Walking Dead,
Mhm.
over the last couple of years. They're making 2 more because of how popular stuff is. Like they announced it during Comic-Con or whatever that there's a spin-off with Maggie and Negan. They're going, I think it's going to be the Walking Dead Dead City, because they're going to New York.
Okay.
And then there's
Nice.
also a Daryl Dixon spinoff. Norman Reedus.
Oh, he's not dead yet?
He is like the original cast member, like one of the couple that survives.
Yeah. Rick's not still in it, right? I'm assuming he moved on.
He died in season 9.
Oh, good. What was kid?
He died in season 9, I think.
Fair play.
Carl dies first.
Coral.
Coral.
Yeah.
Coral.
Oh, Coral.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm enjoying it. The cast gets like a lot larger, and then they find out about like variant zombies who are like actually smart and use tools and stuff. Like there's like there's one fight in the sewers, and the zombie actually like goes out of its way and slaps the gun out of the guy's hand before like jumping him. And then you see like other zombies later on that they're showing like more intelligence, like they'll grab a rock.
No, thank you.
You don't know like the real reason behind the like zombification, right?
No.
You want to know?
Sure. Well, okay.
This is stuff on the comics.
Okay, spoilers for anybody who doesn't want to know this.
Spoilers, it's been out for 3 years.
Oh, okay, well then just fucking tell me. Whatever. Fuck it.
Yeah. It's an alien parasite.
No, we're not talking about this anymore. We're out. We're abandoning this plot line.
Yeah, alien parasite that like crash landed on Earth or whatever, and like infected everybody.
That's the dumbest shit.
I don't know if they're using that as the reason in the show, but
oh, they haven't actually talked about it in the show yet.
I'm not where I'm at in the show, and I'm not looking for spoilers for season 11. I do know like some things that happened because I don't care about. It's been out.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna like hide away and try and prevent information, but yeah, like the last chapter of the comic, they like time jump, and it's hilariously Carl is alive still in the comic. He survives, and he's with his wife, and yeah, they're like you find out it's aliens. Aliens.
All right. Well, you need something to not watch, friends. That's it.
I don't know. The show's really good from like some season like 5 to like 8 so far. I'm really liking it.
Well, hey, you know what? Maybe it's just not my cup of tea. Although what that probably means is because I hate it so much, Peaches probably loves it more than anything.
It is also like kind of like a horror thing still, or a thriller thing. So it's definitely up Peaches' alley.
Thriller? Yeah. Doing a quick thriller dance, no big deal. One thing I've actually been doing recently is I've started playing Cyberpunk again.
Oh,
I play it like little bursts at a time.
how many bugs have you found?
None really. They've done a lot of patches, honestly, like over the last like year and a bit that the game came out. Maybe even more.
It's been 2 years, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it? No, I don't think it's been 2 years. I think it's only been one. I know I originally played it when I was living in my apartment in Toronto.
December 10th, 2020.
Really?
2 years.
Is it?
It's got a 2 out of 5 on Tom's Guide.
Yeah, that sounds right. I don't know if he's ever updated it though. But like I know recently they added a patch in to include a lot of the clothes and weapons that you see in the Netflix show Edge Runners. That's all made it into the game.
They had like a huge spike on playership after the show.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they hit new highs.
Yeah. I was gonna wait until the new DLC comes out, but then I saw that the DLC comes out next year some point. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck it. I also am probably gonna try a little bit of New World again, probably after I move, because the next update comes out on the 18th, like their next big update where they've added like an Egyptian presence to the island or something like that, called Brimstone Sand.
Okay.
And they're gonna they're
Strange.
revamping the starting levels. They've made like a lot of changes that probably should have been in the game originally. Like there's a matchmaking for dungeons and stuff like that, which didn't exist before. It was honestly it was awful. Like you just stood outside and just like you sent invites to everybody you could see and just hoped. Like that's what me and Aaron used to do when we played it. It was just like, please God, I hope somebody joins this. And it was awful. But now they have actual matchmaking. They're changing the intro, the introductory levels like up to like level 25, which I don't even know if I ever hit on my character. And they're
What's
also
the
doing
level max?
Hmm?
What's the level max? Like 40?
60.
All right.
And they're starting fresh servers. Well, there's like I think it's called fresh start servers that are coming out.
Okay.
So I might make because you can have like 2 characters before you have to start paying for it. I'm gonna make a second character on one of those fresh start servers, see how the thing is. I'm gonna probably try different like weapons and stuff, because what I was playing with Aaron, he was like more frontliney and I was doing mage stuff. Or no, I think he did rapier and musket, maybe.
I think
He was
so.
dex. He was very dex based. But I might try. They're releasing a new weapon. There's a great sword coming out, so I might try that and just go tanky, because I don't want to use my brain cells too hard. Do it.
All right.
At least try it out and see if or not.
Oh, I have an idea for what we can talk about
Do it.
if you're interested.
Sure.
This is like almost all on you though.
Okay.
Like we very briefly talked about it during the D&D session, but you know, if anybody's interested, you could talk about like the items that you like very briefly like said what their names were. And you didn't even tell the players what it does yet.
Yep. Yeah, y'all gotta. So there's a few things. So I dropped. So one of the things, this is kind of I guess a peek behind the curtain for our Thursday Dungeons and Dragons stream. So I kind of recognized that I was being a little stingy on, and especially because you guys weren't getting into a lot of combats. You guys weren't really getting a lot of stuff.
Yeah, those
and-
slow goings for gear.
For sure, exactly. And I was like, you know what, fuck it. Like, let's just change it, because I can do whatever I want. So I did. And what I did is I dropped some gear to you guys in ways that I honestly didn't think you would necessarily go for. Like some of the items, like the item that Ray was getting from his father, that sword already existed. Like that was already a family heirloom that I'd kind of toyed with the idea of a while back. And it was one of those things where it's like, if you guys are going to come across it, or if he's ever gonna, it was one of those things where it was kind of hinging on how his relationship with his father was going to go with Silas, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that he was willing to like listen and talk, like that's something that I feel like should be rewarded, right? And obviously he's become sort of your, probably one of your more main sources of income, at least for the time being.
The bank.
Yeah, but like I thought it was an interesting contrast because like honestly and truly, like being a major house in core, like they're all loaded, like stupidly rich, right? And I thought it was interesting that like obviously Zelmuth grew up like that, so money for him has a different meaning. You know what I mean? Like money is much more expendable because he's never known what having an end to it looks like. Whereas Silas kind of got like kicked out when he was 18 sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like he was told to like get the fuck out of here. And then, you know, Silas went and he follows his own path, but he doesn't have like that source of income. He doesn't really have anything that felt like he could stake his name on probably at the time. So that was like a route that he never took. So for him, money is like how it should be for most people. It's like a precious thing. It's like, you know, you don't just go buck wild.
I'm rich, bitches.
Yeah, he sure is. So the fact that like he actually has access to that now, I thought I wanted to see how it was going to play out. Because, you know, him and Zelmuth have kind of like when they first met, they kind of knew who each other were and they like immediately kind of disliked each other, which is fair given like the upbringing that they had. Now that they're kind of becoming closer, you have this weird thing where Zelmuth is going to potentially teach Silas how to, you know, act with that amount of money. Or, you know, when you guys, if you guys ever go to like another city, for example, and it's like, you want to stay in the nice hotel, like Silas doesn't really know how to do that. Zelmuth does. So now Zelmuth is kind of teaching somebody whose money he doesn't have direct control over, potentially like how to use it. Which I think is just fun. And it creates good role
until we
playing.
come across that like dragon horde, and then we're all stupid rich,
Yeah.
and then Zelmuth can throw his money around again.
It's definitely possible that that's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like there's places in the world, obviously, they're going to have lots of riches for the taking. Just depends on whether or not you guys go to them, right? It kind of depends on the path you guys are going to take. But anyway, coming back to the whole thing, yeah, because Silas had made choices like the choices he made with his father, I decided to reveal the heirloom. I'm not going to reveal the history of it, obviously, because that's something that, if anything, you guys are going to discover on your own. But yeah, so the sword itself, the whole point of the sword was to kind of encompass what the Summerward house is about, especially with like Mason and you know, his father Xavier before that, which is a show of strength for the most part, right? So there's three main things that the sword does. The first is obviously it's a +1 weapon. It's a magical weapon, so it has your basic +1 properties. But you know, this is a family heirloom that has been going around for a while, and even before the Summerward house was a major house, it still had influence. You know what I mean? It was a minor house of its own. So this has been passed down and has very good benefits. One is your strength goes up by 2,
which is crazy.
100%. Again, this isn't like a regular +1 weapon, right? Like this is up there in terms of.
Yes, you did give it to a dex-based character, which is kind of funny. So it's not as like crazy as it could have been, but
sure.
It's still really good.
But it's one of those things where like, you know, Silas, and like the fact too that like, you know, you guys know that Silas is a half elf, right? And the way he fights isn't similar to how his father fought or his father before him. Like everybody was very, even though their name is Summerward, I really feel like they missed the mark. Exactly, right? Like they want to be like as unmoving as stone, right? And then Silas takes a path that's much more dexterous, and like to me it's almost like water based. You know what I mean? Like he works the stone instead of being like stubborn and sturdy like stone. The other thing is the not being able to be by non-magical means. You can't be pushed or knocked prone. Just by like basically it's supposed to be like for like a straight strength to strength contest, right? So anytime in the past that potentially, you know, one of his ancestors or whatever would have brought this into a fight, especially if it was like a duel and someone tries to do something like that, like their show of strength is like, well, you can't knock me down, right? So that's part of why stuff like that would exist for him.
Okay.
But
I
that's Mhm.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. I did not realize Silas was a strength-based fighter, and he is.
Is he really?
Yeah,
Oh my
he's got
god.
17 strength.
Does he really? Wait, is he? He probably had. Well, I know I haven't given him the weapon in
Yeah,
D&D
you
Beyond
haven't
yet, so it
given it
probably
to him
hasn't
yet.
updated. So I guess he'll have 19. Hey Andrew, nice. Glad to heard that you're. I'm sorry. I'm glad that you're watching the episodes. Hopefully you enjoy it. Episode 3 was a rough one. That one I had to edit a bunch before I got it up on YouTube. So
This is on YouTube.
yes, it
It's
is.
like, nobody's talking to Twitch yet.
No,
What the
we,
fuck
we
you
are
talking
streaming in 2
about?
places at once right now.
Yes, I remember.
Yeah. And yeah, so hopefully this is just we're just talking about some of the items that were given in our last episode, which was episode 25. Obviously not up on YouTube yet. So earmuffs if you don't want to hear about some of the items, but they're just like some homebrewed items that we had made. Oh well, hey, good afternoon. He's in the UK, so it's afternoon for him. The other
Okay.
thing that kind of keeping into the same vein were the gauntlets that you received.
Yeah.
So there's a couple things that I have to iron out, but basically the principle of this was an item that you and I had kind of talked about as well, because we were
Yeah.
trying to find something that would fit your character well, and I was able to make something that would make sense with like the lore of that house as well. So this it's almost like you can kind of almost view it as like an opposite of the sword. Like the sword is made so that you can't be pushed. These gauntlets are going to be made to move. So
Okay.
basically consecutive hits are going to effectively add charges. And on
Alright.
top of doing some more force damage, though these will be like these are magical gauntlets, so they will be like a +1. Effectively, they would add 1 to your damage and everything.
Okay.
But what they will also do is you can expend charges to move creatures in 5-foot increments.
Okay. That's
So
cool.
it's almost like charging kinetic energy. You know what I mean? And then being able to expel it at will. So that's what these are effectively going to do. And doing that does do like increased damage as well. But
Alright.
I wanted to give something that like I find that battlefield like manipulation
It's
so-
underused.
it's underused 100%. One of the classes I really like in D&D, Battle Master, because you get a lot of different options for changing people's states, changing their location, upping, lowering AC and attack buffs and debuffs and stuff like that. I always thought that was
Mhm.
really cool and something that like I know Dune in our last campaign, I think it was Dune, had Battle Master stuff.
He took the feat.
Yeah.
Ray's Alton was the actual battle master.
Right. But I just feel like it's stuff that like I don't know. I feel like it was tough to find uses for that. Like unless you're doing that all the time.
Yeah.
I think in whatchamacallit, in Critical Role, Orem, like Liam's character, does a very good job of using Battle Master tactics like all the time.
Yeah.
And it's great. So I wanted to
Well,
take
it refreshes off like a short rest, right? I think.
yeah, I think that's when
like-
you get some of the dies back.
Yeah. So, yeah, in that case, you should be using it frequently if you're an actual battle master.
Well, especially too when like you get ambushed by something that like becomes close combat with like your wizards and stuff, like your squishy characters. You can, relocate the people that need relocating as soon as possible, which I think also gives them a buff to their AC once you've moved them. Like there's just a lot of really cool things. But anyway, I wanted to be able to give something that provided more battlefield control to you guys. And like with where everything's going right now, you guys are getting towards like probably a large fight in the city, like with where the story's going.
Yeah.
And I wanted you guys to go in with like the stuff that would help, which is why like I had told you guys a while back that Timon would have a shop of certain things, and I gave you the information for like what he would have there. So now you guys have your cloaks, and I gave some options that would potentially help some people who have shortcomings like sneaking, which I know you guys didn't grab the boots, but
But it's alright.
yeah. I don't want to give away
Grub
Aaron's
thing. That's fair.
Yeah, Grub's thing I think is going to be really interesting.
It's okay. It can be revealed when it gets revealed.
That'll be revealed when it gets revealed. That one I think is that one honestly was an Aaron idea that he had come with originally, and I thought it was a really clever use for a magic item.
He has been annoyingly vague about this item. Like he's just
Yeah.
said, I've talked to Pitts about an item I thought would be really cool for Grub. Cool. What does it do?
Yeah.
Just nothing. Like, all right, cool.
I think it'll be a fun reveal on stream, honestly. It's a neat thing, honestly. Like that I'm excited to, once we build it out and share it, like to have it available on like D&D Beyond in case anybody else ever wants to use it. But for a character like Grub, I think it'll be very useful, and I'm happy to talk about it more in the future.
Yeah.
And then what else did we have? We had Brickley's instrument.
Yeah.
So Brickley,
that's something that he made, right?
yes. So I don't think that one's not like it's a good customized thing. Let me just pull it up here because he had sent it to me again.
It's like
yeah.
a +1 instrument for
It's
like,
a
bard
plus
stuff.
one instrument for bards. Yep. That it has 2 abilities. So first he can, so aside from being +1, obviously, and this is good. Like this is the kind of stuff that I want. Like I want you guys to have items that do a little bit more than just like you get +1 to damage. Like that's cool, but it's not like as cool. You know what I mean? That's why I like having these smaller things tacked on. So as a bonus action, that violin can turn into a +1 hand crossbow, which I'm fine with. I don't think that's like overtuned by any means, especially with what you guys are fighting right now.
A +1 1d6 range weapon? That's not OP.
I don't think so. Again, for where you guys are at right now, no.
Fine.
You know, if it was like 10 episodes ago, yeah. I'd be like, that might be a bit much. But with like what's going on and the kind of stuff that you guys are fighting, I think it's fair. And then once per day he can cast Catnap without expensing a spell slot. Right? So
that's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think that's that's overall fairly balanced. I think it'll add for a lot of like with all the stuff you guys are getting. I feel like everybody got a thing except for Lux, but Lux has
God.
Well, and that's the thing too. So I don't want to reveal that one either. But the coin that he got from Yumis, who's the god of luck, in case anybody hasn't been keeping up, which is fine. I wanted to do something that would help sort of change the tides in both ways. So at some point, I'm hoping he starts to utilize that and reveal what it's going to do.
Okay.
But that one's going to be, yeah. He does have God. He has the god of luck. But the one thing that like I always tried to drive home when I was talking about Yumis is like he is the god of luck on both sides. You know what I mean? Like you get lucky and sometimes you get unlucky, and he manages both. Which is why when, you know, in the one instance where Saus's father has the incident that he does, that was because he changed luck for one, but like you got to take luck from somewhere else to keep those scales balanced. Yeah.
Okay. And he also does have the +1 turbo, so it's not like he doesn't have anything.
Oh yeah, for sure. That wasn't really originally his, but you know, Zelmuth couldn't remember how to shoot. That boy was missing all over the place, poor guy.
Yeah, doesn't matter what the weapon is, that's a natural one.
Yeah, a lot of natty ones out there, but that's okay. But overall, yeah, that's something I'm looking forward to as well. Is you know,
yeah,
you guys are getting close to the.
Since we're hitting a crescendo for the story arc, it's nice that you know things are going to get more interesting.
Yeah, exactly. You know, one of the other things I'm trying to do is not. I want you guys to be able to find the information without like having to like pry a ton. You know what I mean? And now you guys are like you guys are in contact with the right people that have the information that you're looking for the most part. So I think you're in a good spot.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Outside of that, do you have any other recommendations, things you're looking forward to? Anything else we haven't covered so far?
I don't know. I don't think so.
That's fair. Well, we're almost at time, so I just wanted to check in
Yeah.
first before we
No.
call it for the day.
Yeah, no, I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Nice. Okay. Ray, you got anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
All
I
right.
think I'm still tired and I need to go back to bed.
That's true. You know what? Hey, buddy, go get yourself another cup of coffee. But other than that, that's probably gonna end it for the show for us today, everybody. Just want to say thanks for joining us. Especially Ray. Thanks for getting into bed nice and early, buddy.
No problem.
We'll be back on Tuesday with another episode of Onshire. Next Thursday will be another episode of D&D. These are both at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then next Saturday, we're actually going to have a guest host for this casual morning show because I'm going to be busy with moving stuff. So I will unfortunately be unavailable. But you'll be in good hands, I promise. I think we're probably going to have most likely the R&R connection plus somebody else. Might even be the R&R connection. But Ray, you got to wake up on time.
No promises.
Fair enough. Well, hey, everybody. Just want to say thanks again for coming out. We hope you have yourselves a fantastic weekend, and we will see you again soon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.